Hi, I'm Brent Perry with Bremik Construction, and we are in the White Stag block in Old Town Portland. It is a historic renovation of three turn-of-the-century buildings, and it was a certified LEED Gold building. And so we're going to go see a little bit about what makes it so special. One of the first things that people see when they come into the White Stag is this rather grand stair. It didn't used to be here, and in fact it sits in what used to be the outside of the building in an old light well. Bremik captured that space and made it internal to the building. This stair, rather than being an enclosed stair, is purposely left open so that it tells the story of what makes this building, from the exposed steel, the open glass, the open treads. All of that kind of communicates the overall design of this building so that it really tells a story of how it was built originally and as we made modifications. Some of the neat things about doing a historic renovation, you get to incorporate new, but you're always looking at what was in the building, what can stay in the building, and how can we use it to help tell the story. Behind me is the door to the old boiler that used to heat the White Stag building. It's been fun to take some items like this and bring them back and help them tell the story of the building as to what it used to be. So the White Stag block was originally three buildings, the Skidmore, the Bickle, and the White Stag building, and today those three buildings are combined together. So in connecting the buildings together, we had to create several openings in them. And so here is the transition where we're moving from the Bickle building into the White Stag building. So we've moved now in between the White Stag building and the Skidmore building. We are in, again, what used to be exterior. We captured this area for usable space, but also, again, a vital connection between the buildings. I'm actually standing on top of 12,000 gallons of water right now that was captured from the roofs, rainwater. It comes down, collected through the buildings, and is stored in a tank here. And then that water is used to flush toilets in the building. In the early designs, this tank was kind of in the way. Came up with the idea to put it into this dead space and make use with what otherwise would have been unusable space. I wanted to point out one of the sustainable features of the building. The pipes above show the hydronic heating system that's used in this building. We'll come back to that in a little bit, but I wanted to make sure that you saw those. This library has some unique features that we wanted to show you. In 1929, when the city of Portland brought in the Burnside Bridge, this building was in the way. So they sliced off the south portion of both the White Stag and the Skidmore building in order to make room for the Burnside Bridge. When they did that, the exterior wall was poured back in concrete. That process of rebuilding the new south wall of this building put some significant stress on the other structural components of the building and actually crushed the column capitals on this grid line running all the way up through the building. So when Bremik came in, we had to literally shore the entire building up, remove those column capitals. We recycled some of the old timbers from the building and made new column capitals and put those back in. So now we snuck down to the basement of the building. What I really wanted to point out to you was, again, that blend between the new and the old. Most of the old buildings in Portland were built on rock foundation. Here's an example of the Skidmore building rock foundation that's still in place. Also shows the contrast between the new concrete foundation that we added. Also standing here on the other side, this is the actual wall of the water storage tank that we were standing on top of not long ago. Well, here's that exterior wall of that down in the basement. Again, 12,000 gallons of water on the other side of this wall. We had talked about the hydronic heating system. There's another example of those pipes that are moving hot and cold water through the building to more efficiently heat and cool the building. So we've moved up to the architectural studios. Now we're on the 5th floor of the White Stag building. The stairs that I just walked up, that those treads are made out of, was a locally sourced product. The finish that went on to them was a no VOC finish. Now I'm standing on what used to be the gymnasium down at the University of Oregon in Eugene. So we took the opportunity to bring that wood up to Portland, sorted it, brought it back and put it back down on the floors in the White Stag. Pretty neat when it went down. It had all the old stripes, etc. on it. As we look around through the architectural studios, we're actually standing on what used to be originally was the roof of the White Stag. In 1929, this became a 5th floor on the building, and we'll show you a little bit about where that transition happens. So this is great space in that it's very open. Again, that exposed structure that really tells the story. There's natural light from the old original transom windows. You can see all the HVAC systems, the electrical wiring, where does it go, how does it get there, what is it doing. So again, the storytelling as an educational center for their architectural students. This didn't used to be a floor. If you look over here, you can see that here's the old brick from the original building, and then the concrete that you see from there up is what was used to construct this as a new floor. One of the other features while we're standing here is this, which is called a moment frame. Bremik actually cut a hole through the roof and lowered these down in, which allowed them to be primarily fabricated in a shop, which was less expensive and helped with the overall schedule on the project. So these are important elements of this building that run from the basement down in a large foundation all the way up through the building, and they help kind of tie this corner of the building in a seismic event. So I've shown you a little bit about the White Stag, pointed out a few of the sustainability features of the building. Thanks for taking the time to watch it, and we'll catch you on another one.